Hi guys, it's Simon at Kairos Capital Markets. This week I want to go over the importance of making a weekly watch list. So every week I finish trading, I go in on a Saturday or Sunday and I create a watch list for the next week and to write down just very basically what I'm looking for and what ideally what I want in the next week for the daily, 4 hour and 1 hour. But I work from the weekly chart to start with because I want the weekly momentum behind me. So this week I'm actually going to disclose with you all my weekly watch list for this week. So it's not a weekly review as such, it's just what I'm looking for in the marketplace for a few pairs that look quite nice on a weekly chart. So these kind of pairs could get 100, 200 pips a time roughly. You can make some good percentage off them, and when they do, the market's trend quite nicely. If most of these pairs I look at actually hit their desired limits and everything else, I often make a very good month as well. Never on the week, a good month as well. So to dive right into this, I'll give you an example. So I have at the moment, I've got about 16 pairs to look at. So I'm going to go through them fairly quickly just to give you an idea what I'm looking at here. So Aussie Kiwi long. So what I'm looking for in Aussie Kiwi pretty much is what I've noticed here. We've got this trend line here on the weekly chart. We're a nice breakout here. I know it's tested the weekly 200, but what it has done though has come back and tested the weekly 50, tested the downward sloping trend line, has tested the Fibonacci 0.5 and 0.618, and has ended as a doji candle. So for next week, this week coming, should I say, so I'll be looking for some bullish price action to get round there, in all fairness. Just to give you an idea on this one, I'm waiting for deceleration around about the 1.07 area. If we get deceleration reversals count here, there's an inverse head and shoulder pattern on the intraday 4-hour chart. You can see it a little bit on the daily chart as well, you would. And you've got this doji momentum behind you on the weekly, which would be quite nice. So that's what I'm looking for here. Aussie dollars are the next one on my list. I'm going to go through this very, very quickly because you will get this in a weekly review. I'm just quite literally looking for a pullback to 75. So on this one here, it's long to 75 and short from 75 down to 717. That's the basics there, but I'll go for that a little bit later on in the weekly review. My next view is CAD Yen long. So overall, at the moment, we've got what I see as inverse head and shoulder pattern at the moment. We've got RSI sitting at 0 here. Let me just show you that for 1 second. RSI has been sitting at 0. A bit of deceleration on the right shoulder here. I know we've got a doji candle here, but if you look at the daily chart here, what I want to see now is really a pullback down to 82. So if we get an entry point at 82, I'll show the Fibonacci on that. The pullback there into this area here, this actually creates its first higher low. I know I have a trend line here, but the B-quote is going to be anywhere around there somewhere as such, so just let's take that for the moment. So what it is, once you get this higher low, again you can say there's inverse head and shoulder pattern on the 4-hour. It'd be your shoulder here, your head's there, and your right shoulder there. But what I want to look for is to confirm the head and shoulder weekly pattern. I want to see a higher low on the daily here. That's what I'm looking for here for next week. The next one again is Euro Aussie short. So on this trade here, a lot of the Euro pairs are showing this kind of deceleration here, but you've got a doji slash candle, you've got a key level, you've got RSI sitting at 98 roughly on this one as well. So I'm looking for a short-term trade here at the moment. Euro CAD is going to be pretty much the same actually, funny enough. You've actually got a double top though here. You could say even a triple top. You've got inside bar, key level. RSI on this one also sitting at 98 as well. So I'm going to take that short at the moment. These are my short-term bias trades here. And then you got Euro NOK. Euro NOK has already produced something nice here. So on this day here, Monday, I'm looking for a head and shoulder pattern to be forming here roughly, because on the weekly get almost the same. I'll say it's one of the same as Euro CAD. That is the Euro CAD there. For some reason, not done that. There you go. This is Euro NOK. You got double top again. There you have. You got RSI sitting at 94, key level, inside bar. So you got quite a lot of nice things there. And on this one here, so what I'm looking for here, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the pullback to 94 roughly, put in a lower higher on the daily and also clearly on the 4-hour chart, and that should give us a nice pullback down to 9.23. That's what I'm looking for on this one. Then next I've got Euro NZD. Euro NZD has produced a doji, or two dojis there, a bit of deceleration, key level. You've got the weekly 200 EMA, RSI is sitting at 92. So what I'm looking for now really is just a nice breakdown and target one of the recent lows down there on the daily. Then I've got pound Aussie. If you notice so far, we've got Aussie Kiwi long, we've got Aussie dollar long, we've got Euro Aussie short, and now we've got pound Aussie short. So what that means is the Aussie has got a lot of pairs. The Aussie is powering up the most. So on all these here, I'll be looking for the best opportunity with a weaker currency. So I won't take all the Aussie pairs, but that's what I'm looking for. But on this one here, you've got a mini high test, you've got a key level there. You've got RSI on 100, and look how overextended this run is on the weekly. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 weeks of bullish candles. It needs a pullback, and needs so roughly where it's going to pull back to, but we'll look for some confirmation on Monday on that. The next trade I have on the list, on the watch list, is pound CAD short. So again, you see pound's quite bearish. We've got tweezers on the top here. We've got a key level, weekly 200 again. RSI is at 100 as well, so I'm looking to take this short as well. Pound yen, we've got this high test key level. You know, obviously it was on a watch list for Friday. We never got an entry in for it, but I'll be looking for a nice pullback and taking it down quite nicely, down to 144 for the weekly key level, weekly 50 EMA there. And that will also coincide around about with the Fibonacci 382 level, so that's a nice target to get there. Now the next one, a little bit further down, is natural gas. Okay, now this is an extended run here, and you'll see what I mean by this as well. So if you just look at it here, you could say this chart here, you had a head and shoulder pattern here. There's your left shoulder, there's your head, and there's your right shoulder here. But move 1 week along, this bullish engulfing candle has cleanly closed above the right shoulder and left shoulder. And to be quite honest, there isn't much now to stop it to go to 3.8. So what I'm looking for on this trade is quite literally a pullback down to 3.2 on the daily, maybe 3.25. The daily 50 is going to come to meet it. I'd like this to happen about Wednesday or Thursday, hopefully, in all fairness. You want your entry round about there, you want to put a nice tight stop of about 60 odd pips, and you can target the highs there for an 8% trade you could. So that's my idea on that trade it is. But again, as it comes up, we'll be looking for that. Aussie 200. Now, Aussie 200, you're going to have to wait a little bit for this one, but let me give you the breakdown here. So we've got this key level at 5900. You notice you've got 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth touch here. You notice how we've actually got this kind of tweezer tops there. Then you had this bullish engulfing candle. Then you had the bearish candle close. Then you had the close out below it. Also notice how this is a rising wedge. So you've got a nice pattern there as well. And that's what I like to look for there. So on the daily though, the daily is a little bit more messy, and what you want on the daily is it to come down, remember back here, come back up to test 5800, then take it short all the way down to this trend line here. If you notice how strong this trend line has been, that is an ideal target, that is. And also that trend line is a key level, like I said, of 5600. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 touches already just in recent history, and in the past 5 there as well. You also got the weekly 50 and the upper sloping trend line, so that's a nice short to come up as well, but just not yet. It's going to come down, come back up, then drop down again. On that, you can probably get another 2 to 3% on that trade as well. 2 more trades left. So JP225. Quite literally, you've got a nice little higher test. You've got a key level, double top pattern type thing there. And you've got bearish MACD here as well. So what I'm looking for in this one is really just take it quite literally probably Monday. Again, I'll look at this in more detail later on. Get out around about 19,600 roughly. You want to get up where these highs are here. And then hopefully a daily 50 will come up to that as well. And the last trade of the week I'm looking at is pound ZAR for a short-term trade. So on here we've got tweezer tops, the weekly 50 and the weekly 200 just above us. We've got a key level. We've got RSI sitting around about 94, 95. And I like that so far. So what I've got to look for now is once the daily has broken down already on this chart here. So I'll look for an entry, and I'd like to get out before the daily 50. That's a key area there. It's been respected once. Not been respected too much there, but it did stop there. There's been respected there, been respected there, been respected in the general area there, but in the most recent history, and again there and there. So in the most recent history, it has been respected. So I wouldn't want to trade through it. So 1700 or 17.0 would be an ideal location to take profit there. So this is what I do every single week, guys. So I make this kind of watch list. So I know already, I've got documentation for it as well. I know what I want to take. I know what my rough ideas are. If there's any more shorter term trades I want to look for, fine, fair enough, I'll look for them. But these are what I'm prepared to look for. So that's 16 pairs so far already, that is. Okay, so I wish you have a good weekend, and I will speak to you soon. Sorry about the length of the video, but it's the way it goes sometimes. Take care, guys.